PRRS is still the main challenge on our farms. When you think you've got PRRS under control, you have PRRS again. So, the fight goes on, and we keep standing by your side, as we have done for 10 years now. We have sold 215 million doses, with a supply guarantee over these last 10 years. We have demonstrated protection against highly pathogenic strains, and our hipradermic needle-free device represents a step forward in intradermal vaccination against PRRS. The fight against PRRS goes on, as does our commitment.
Hello everybody, I'm Ferunato Mejeelina. I'm the Global Product Manager for Digital Health Devices. I'm really happy to be here with you, sharing experience. Okay, we are today here talking about the importance of the vaccination and taking decisions when to vaccinate, but also it's important to take in account how to vaccinate, what is the route that we're gonna use to vaccinate the animals, and if we are going to use needle or we are going to use needle-free devices. Well, the needle-free vaccination, especially the intradermal needle-free vaccination, has some advantages. Apart from the convenience of using an electronic device that gives us a lot of information and convenience, also has another advantages as the immune response that we can get from this intradermal vaccination and also the animal welfare. The intradermal vaccination is a really efficient route that, because the skin of the animals, the skin of all the animals are the first barrier to defend against the different pathogens, so is highly present for different immune cells, as the dendritic cells, that give us the possibility to perform and create a better immunity with less antigen and less amount of vaccine. Also, this route has another advantages and could be a really interesting tool to avoid the maternal antibodies, okay? Because the intradermal immunization has two synergetic paths. The first one is without contact with the bloodstream, so there's going to be no neutralization by the maternal antibodies, because the antigen will be carried by the lymph vessels directly to the lymph node, but also there is a second route that has contact with the dendritic cells that are in the skin, and these dendritic cells will go through the blood vessel to the lymph node. This combination gives us a more solid response, and well, also the use of needle-free devices combined with the use of less volume, 10 times less volume in intradermal vaccines, give us a less invasive technique. So this has some advantages regarding animal welfare. For example, it causes less stress and pain to the animals, avoid also pieces of broken needles inside of the carcass, and reduce the presence of abscesses and injuries in the muscles. So apart of being more efficient when we get the profits from the carcass, also that this means money, also the animal welfare can become money, and we're gonna see how it works. We proved with this study that we carry out, with this trial we carry out with the IRTA in Barcelona, the University of Barcelona. We create this adversion test. We measure the time that the piglet needs to cross this 4 meters raceway, and after that we vaccinate intramuscularly and intradermally the animals. Okay, when we see the results, at first time the animals were in the different groups were no difference between them, but when we make these animals cross after being vaccinated, cross again after 10 minutes, you can see the difference in time, and the animals remember this pain in the intramuscularly group after 2 hours. They still needing more time to cross the raceway. Okay, so that results show that the animals suffer less when this vaccination. And this, in this second study that we're going to show you, this animal welfare, these happy piglets, became in better performance piglet. In this study, we prove that we compare the effects in the welfare and the nursery performance in two groups, one vaccinated intradermally and one vaccinated intramuscularly in the nursery period. For that, we vaccinate the piglets at the arrival to the nursery period, and then we put some colorant in the feed that they are taking, and after some time we take some swab sample from rectal swab sample from the animals. As you know, the nursery period is a critical point for the life of the animals. It's a really stressful moment, and if we are using this less invasive technique, we can see how what are the difference between the intramuscular, that after 6 hours none of the animal has already eaten, against the intradermal route that almost more than the 50% of the animal has already eaten. And this difference is maintained after 24 hours. Okay, and here we have the performance results, and that is where the happy piglets is becoming money. Okay, because money for the company, because we can see how in all these parameters, the body weight and the average daily weight gain, it's a significant difference between the intradermal and the intramuscular group. Well, but it's not only talking about animal welfare and performance, it's also about transmitting the diseases between the animals. You know that when we are using needles, we are transmitting different diseases between the herd, and when we avoid this factor, the needle, we gain some advantages about this internal biosecurity. Talking about pathogens, not only PRS can be transmitted by needle. There are a lot of them that could be transmitted. Some of them are really critical diseases for us, especially ASF, and all of these pathogens could be transmitted by needle. And this no transmission by needle-free vaccination is not something that we said, it's something that is proved. Here is a study carried out by Dr. Dakri Nilugol, where we compare the transmission, the capacity of transmission between needle-free against intradermal needle-free vaccination. We prepare a group of piglets that were the seeders. They are contaminated with ASF and another with PRS. And in the peak of the viremia, we vaccinate them with needle and with a needle-free vaccinator. Then we vaccinate the sentinel group. And the results that we get for ASF was that the group that were vaccinated intramuscularly with needle developed the disease after 14 days. In the other hand, the hipradermic group remained negative for all the trial. And something similar occurs when we measure the PRS effect. Today we were talking about a highly pathogenic strain and the importance of the vaccination. With this needle-free vaccination, we have another tool to protect the animals but not transmit the field virus between the herd. Also, when we start measuring not only virus, start measuring the effect of the bacterial transmission, we also can see different effects. Here in the left part of the graph, we can see different percentage of mortality of the different batches in a nursery period between intramuscular group, and then the customer start using intradermal vaccination, and he can see how the mortality is decreased by 1 point. Okay, so for all these reasons, intradermal vaccination, intradermal needle-free vaccination is a trend. It's a trend in the swine industry. It's something that is real and is happening, and we want to see some data that shows this change in the use of needle-free devices. Here we have the data of vaccination, the vaccines since 2018 to 2023 for PCV2 HIO vaccination, and we see how from 2018 to 2023 the percentage of vaccination in the different continents, Asia, Europe and America, is rising little by little, especially when we start having more options for the intradermal vaccination. These arrows mark the time when Hipra launched Myosphere, that is our intradermal Mycoplasma circovirus vaccine. And what happened with PRS vaccine? Well, something similar. These are the percentage for 2023 regarding ID vaccination in the different continents. And this is the percentage of unistrain ID by ID route applied in the different continents, and the number of devices that we have active and, in different customers in the different continents. And why Hipra is getting these high numbers of customers using ID vaccination? Well, because Hipra is the only pharmaceutical company who develops the devices and develops the vaccine together. We have one special team prepared for work with the devices, and another for develops the vaccine. You have seen outside that we have different versions. We keep evolving with the feedback from the customer. We get the feedback from the users and apply the improvements in the devices. Year by year, we keep evolving, and this is the work for a work that is the combination from the feedback from the customer and the work from a very specialized team. Here we bring you a video of how are our facilities, how are our people that is working here. We are more than 70 people working in this project. So let's see. We have these facilities. We produce more than 300 devices per month. We have more than 10,000 devices between poultry and swine in the field. We have a lot of technologies to keep evolving and developing the devices. The devices before going in the market pass through more than 100 quality controls. And also we have 5 maintenance centers in the different areas, in the different continents, to assure the biosecurity of our customers. Well, as a result of the work of all this department, we are here today to present you the new version that we have launched in Korea, and it's one of the first countries that you will have this version. It's the hipradermic UX, and we call it UX because it's based in the user experience. Okay, we get the experience from the customer, and we focus on have the best device for the user. Well, we focus on the easiness. It's a very easy to use device. It's the lightest needle-free intradermal device in the market. It has a lot of automatic function. Is focused to be really intuitive, easy to use, and also it has no trigger, so it makes it easier to vaccinate. We improve the battery to vaccinate more than 1,000 piglets per battery, and reduce the time of shooting, so we can vaccinate more piglets in less time. Well, we also adapt to the needs of the different customers, so we develop some different accessories as the bracket or the trolley that you can try outside the room, and you will see that with these accessories we make the vaccination simple. Well, we know that the data today, nowadays, is really important. We need to analyze the data to know what is happening in the farm. That's why we implement this RFID link process with the RFID in the vaccines, and the RFID reader in the device. We can gather all this information to have all traced in the application. Okay, so with all the information that we have today, seen today, we think that we show you that Hipra is ready for the intradermal needle-free vaccination, and we invite you to join this club. So thank you very much.